Swastiastu. Hello, good morning, everyone. How are you today? I hope you are all in a good condition. Please introduce myself. My name is Nimade Astini. I'm from class A1 Denpasar. And in this opportunity, I would like to explain to you about active and passive voice. What is the definition of active and passive voice? So active voice is a way of writing sentence where the subject of the sentence performs the action rather than an object acting on the subject. The subjects come before the object in the sentence, and the subject perform a direct action on an object. Some examples of active voice verb are walk, write, listen, express, and enjoy. All of these verbs are require the subject doing an action. Let's have a look to the example sentence here. The first one is they wrote some letters last week. So the subject here is they, and then it's did the action, which is wrote some letters. And then, sorry, the number 2 is Siska is listening a Chinese song. Siska as a subject here, it's also doing an action, which is listening a Chinese song. The third one is I will clean the house every Saturday. The subject is I, and it will do the action, which is clean the house every Saturday. The next one is passive voice. What is passive voice? Actually, passive voice is an antonym of active voice. So passive voice is the term, it's a term for the verb whose action is performs on the subject. So the action is performed on the subject, not by the subject. Okay, they contain a form to be and a past participle. So it consists of to be and past participle. Let's have a look to the pattern here. Is subject, to be, and then verb 3, and then by, and then object. When do we need to use a passive voice? The passive voice is used when we want to focus attention on the person or things affected by the action, and we do not know who the agent is, so we use passive voice. The passive voice contains some to be and past participle. So as I did mention before, let's have a look to the example. The first one is Anita was driven to the theater. So Anita here is the subject, and then was driven. Was is a to be, and then driven is a verb 3, and then to the theater is an object. The second one is the bed was made by Russell. Also the same. The bed is act as a subject, and then was as a to be, and then made for the verb 3, and then by the Russell. The last one, I had the feeling that I was being followed. It's also passive voice. The next one is the changing of active voice into a passive voice. Let's start with the present simple. We use the present simple when an action is happening right now, and it happens regularly. So we use simple present. When it's become active voice, the pattern is subject plus verb with s or with as and plus object. Have a look to the example here. My brother cooks fried rice, and my sister eats the food. So it's both of them are consist of verb 1 with s, because the the subject is singular. When it's become a passive voice, so remember when you want to make passive voice, the object before is act as a subject now. So when before the fried rice is an object, so now it's become a subject. The fried rice and is cooked. Is cooked mean that is a to be because it's present, and then cooked is verb three, and then by an object by him because my brother, and then the food is eaten by my sister, also the same. The second one is present continuous. When do we use present continuous? We use present continuous when an action or condition is happening now, frequently, and might continue into the future. The pattern is when it's active voice, subject plus to be plus verb ing plus object. Example, the boys are playing the ball after the school. We are visiting the museum in the afternoon. When it's changed, become the passive voice. So, also same as before, the object here is become the subject. So, ball become the subject, and we used to be is and being plus verb 3. So, being played by the boys after the school. The museum, which is the object before, now become a subject, is to be, and then visited is a verb 3. Verb 3 of visit. By us, we is changed to us, and then this afternoon. The third one is past simple. Past simple is used to talk about things that happen or exist before, now, or in the past. The pattern is subject plus verb 2 plus object. Example, they cleaned the yard yesterday. We calculate some money 2 days ago. So both of these actions is already finished in the past. And then when it changed become a passive voice, it's also the same as before. The object is changed become the subject. So we need to put to be was or were and then plus verb be. So it becomes the yard was cleaned by them yesterday, and then some money were calculated by us 2 days ago. The next one is future simple. Future simple is used to refer to action or stage that begin and end in the future. The pattern is subject plus will plus verb 1 plus object. The example, they will play basketball in the field until late at night. So, they here as a subject, and then will play. Will play is verb 1, and then basketball as an object, and then the article. So, when you want to change it into the passive voice, you need to use will is also use it because it's future, and then basketball is become a subject now, and then will play by them in the field in that field until late late at night. Number 2, a horror movie will watch by Hannah and friends in the cinema on next Sunday. Yeah. So before, Hannah and friend will watch the horror movie in the cinema on the next Saturday. Oh, sorry. There is mistyping here. Yeah. It should be Saturday. Present perfect. The present perfect is often used for an action that started at the same time in the past and still continue until now. Also, action which happen in the past but have an effect an effect in the present. So the pattern is subject plus has or have plus verb 3 plus object. For example, I have made my assignment in the library, and then she has eaten Italian pizza for many times. When you want to change it into a passive voice, you need to put the object as a subject, okay, and then plus has or have been plus verb 3 plus by plus object. My assignment has been made by me in the library. And then number 2, the Italian pizza, it's become a subject. Italian pizza has been eaten by her for many times. Past perfect. Past perfect is used to express something that started in the past and continue up to another action or time in the past. Also, to talk about unreal or imaginary things in the past. Okay, the pattern is subject plus had plus verb 3 plus object. The example, we had trained them well. They had copied all my answer. We had not recorded the video. So if you want to change it to become a passive voice, you need to add had and been. It's become they. So them it's become a subject, and then it should be they. They had been trained well by us. Number 2 is all my answer had been copied by them. Number 3, the video had not been recorded by us. The next one is passive voice without by or without the agent. Passive structure without an agent are very common. We use this structure when the agent is not important or unknown or obvious. Example, the enemy has defected our army. We should obey the rules. So we change it into a passive voice also. The object is become a subject. Our army had been defected by the enemy, but we don't know who is the enemy, which one is the enemy, so we didn't use it by here. Also the same, the second example is we should obey the rules. The rule should be obeyed by, we don't know, we don't know who is should obey this rule, so we didn't put the agent because it's not specific. And then the next one is passive verb containing with two objects. Passive verb containing with two objects mean that a verb that followed by two objects, which is indirect object and a direct object. The indirect object usually refer to a person, and the direct object usually refer to a things. And it's two structure possible, two passive voice structure possible in this situation. Let's have a look. The first one is plus subject plus verb. If you want to put the direct object first, it's also possible, but you need to put two. So indirect object plus direct object. Okay, and then because indirect object it's referred to someone or a person, and then direct object is referred to things. So you can put it here, like, and then if you want to put the direct object first, you need to put two between of them. If you want to change it into the passive pattern, you need to change the verb become a passive verb, and then the indirect object and direct object it's same as the active pattern. Let's have a look to the example. The salesman showed him a new motorbike. So if you want to, The salesman is subject, and then showed is a verb. Him is indirect object because it's a person, and a new motorbike is a direct object. So if you want to put the indirect object as a subject, it's become he was shown a new motorbike by the salesman. Or if you want to put the direct object first, it's become a new motorbike was shown to him. Remember, you need to put to here by the salesman. The next one, a passive voice of sentence containing with preposition. What is the meaning? Yeah, the meaning is the passive voice of sentence containing a preposition is we put an active sentence where a preposition follows after the verb into a passive preposition remain immediately after the verb. For example, they looked for a new job. If you want to change it into a passive voice, it's become a new job was looked for. So so there is a preposition for here. Number 2, all students attend to the flag ceremony. So the flag ceremony was attend to. To here is preposition. The next one is passive of verb with object and object complement. So the structure is subject plus verb plus object and object complement. After some verb, an object alone doesn't make sense, a complete sense, and then in additional to the object, we need another word to complete the meaning. The word is used to complete the meaning of the object. It's called complement. The object complement is usually an adjective or a noun phrase because it's complete the meaning of the object or it's describe the object. Let's have a look to the example. The first one is we consider the matter very important. So we consider, we is a subject and then consider is a verb. The matter is a subject and very important is complement. And very important here is complete the meaning of the matter. I mean, it's describe the matter. And then number 2 is I found the house empty. So empty here is also explain the house. Okay. Yes, this is the question link. I put some question here. Please fill it up. Yeah, that's all the presentation from me, the explanation for me today. Hopefully you get something new or something learned from this presentation. Thank you very much everyone for your nice attention. See you on the next video. Santi, Santi, Santi.